What is wrong with you? Or more specifically, what is wrong with your character? Because if you think they are perfect, boy, do I have some bad news for you. Whenever I teach new players how to play D&D, I usually tell them to leave out personality traits, bonds, flaws, and the ideals at first. Why? Because learning the mechanics of the game comes first. It also gives them more time to get to know their characters organically. More seasoned players, on the other hand, start with their character's story, flaws, bonds, ideals, and so on, before building the mechanics around that. Today I want to focus on my favorite part of character creation, flaws. But what are character flaws? Character details make your hero unique, and more importantly, interesting. Two characters can have the same class and subclass, but feel completely different just based on their traits. A character's ideals, bonds, and flaws shape their motivations and decisions. Out of all of these, flaws are by far the most fun. Flaws are undesirable traits. They could be a coward, quick to anger, impulsive, or a liar. But flaws can go deeper than that. Maybe your character has trust issues because they were betrayed by their last party. Or maybe they are so self-righteous that they are downright obnoxious. But let's get one thing straight. It's what my character would do is not a free pass. Playing a character with flaws does not mean that you can use them as an excuse for disruptive behavior at the table. Actions have consequences. If your character is reckless, stubborn, and arrogant, expect that to come back to bite them. Characters in famous stories often have their own flaws to overcome. Frodo Baggins starts off doubting his own strength, but perseveres despite the odds. Tony Stark is self-absorbed and egotistical, but over time he learns to care for others. These traits, while undesirable, make them more relatable and interesting. They also give them something to grow past. But not all flaws need to be overcome. Grog from Critical Role isn't very smart. He struggles to read and misses a lot of nuances in conversation. Yet he never fixes this flaw. He embraces it. And we love him for it. He may not be the sharpest knife in the tool shed, but he cares about his friends. Nobody is perfect. And it's in these imperfections that characters are allowed to grow and evolve. But what if your character is perfect? Many of us play RPGs to escape reality. For those few hours, we want to be free from obligations, stress, and Monday mornings. We want to be our characters. And if we are them, then surely we don't have any flaws, right? Right? Here's the thing. Whether you write them down or not, your flaws will surface. And when they do, wouldn't you rather be in control of them? Writing down flaws serves two purposes. One, it reminds you that your character is not you. And two, it helps you to reflect on how they interact with the world. And maybe, just maybe, how you interact with yours. But if you still insist that your character has no flaws, well, just go ahead and write down hubris right there. Because let's be real, a flawless character is a boring one. If they never struggle, never make mistakes, and never grow, what's left? So how do you decide what kind of flaw to give your character? Well, here are a few methods. First, look at your ability scores. Your stats can suggest built-in character flaws. High charisma and low intelligence means that they think they know everything, but actually they know nothing. High wisdom and low charisma means they understand the deep truths of the universe, but can't communicate them very well. Low dexterity makes you clumsy, while low constitution means that you're always sick and never fun at a party. You can draw inspiration from fiction as well. Think about characters you love. What makes them interesting? A wizard obsessed with knowledge but lacking common sense? A noble warrior with a heart of gold and an ego the size of a dragon? A rogue who is great at deception, except when lying to themselves? Other than that, you can also use your backstory. Flaws don't have to come from stats. Sometimes they come from experience. A cleric who has lost their faith but still carries out their duties. A fighter who is haunted by past mistakes and refuses to lead again. A bard who is the life of a party but deep down is terrified of being alone. If there's one message to take away from this, it's this. Just because there is something wrong with you doesn't mean that you are wrong. Our flaws and shortcomings might be undesirable traits, but they make our characters who they are, and they make us who we are. And now it's your turn. What character flaws have you given your characters? Drop your stories in the comments below. I love to hear them. Oh, and before you go, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Happy adventuring!